All right, today for language arts, yesterday we learned about action verbs, so now we're going to learn about more verbs. We're going to learn about main and helping verbs. So now our main verb is going to show an action being performed. It's going to express activities, and it's also going to shows the movement done by the subject. And we know the subject is who the sentence is about or what the sentence is about, which will either be a noun or a pronoun. So the best way to go over main verbs is to look through some examples. Jessica is playing basketball. Who is playing basketball? Jessica. Now, once we have the who, we can go, what is she doing? She's playing. It's our main verb, and it's going to be an action verb because playing is something you can do. So now, Dominic only eats cotton candy. Who is it about? Dominic. Now, what is he doing? He eats. He's eating. So our main verb is showing what the subject is doing. So we're always going to ask our subject, what? What are you doing? And that's going to lead us to our main verb. Matthew is walking to Bash's. Who is it about? Matthew. What is Matthew doing? He is walking, and that's also, remember, our action verb, because walking is something you can do. It's an action. Eric is reading his favorite comic book. Who is this sentence about? It's about Eric. Now, what is Eric doing? Eric is reading. So that's going to be, these are our main verbs. It's telling what the subject is doing. So if you have a pen and paper, I want you to take it out and say main verbs equal what? You're going to ask the subject what they're doing. So now we're going to make it a little more complicated. We're going to talk about helping verbs. Now, helping verbs, they help the main verbs or sometimes can be used alone. So these words are not the main verb, but they're just helping our main verbs. That's why they're called helping verbs. They're used to indicate the mood or tense of the sentence, past, present, future. So we will go over that next week or so, but we're not going to go over tenses just yet. We're just going to focus on the helping verbs. All right, a helping verb comes before a main verb, so it's always going to be before. It helps the main verb show action. The helping verb always goes before the main verb, but the two verbs are not always right next to each other. Sometimes we have helping verb, another word, main verb. There can be words in between them, but helping verb is always first. So now let's go over some examples of helping verbs. I am working tomorrow. So this one we have our subject, I, and then we have what are you doing? It is working. And then right here we have our helping verb right before. So that's helping our main verb. Because if I said I working tomorrow, that wouldn't make sense. But I am working tomorrow. And that makes sense. Then we have are. Also, if you have a pen and paper, I would take some time to pause and write down the helping verbs and keep a little notebook by you for each video. So that way when you go to your IXL homework, that way you'll have something that you can reference back to. It's like taking notes in class. All right, are. They are running fast. So this is helping. It's before my main verb, and it's helping it because if I say they running fast, it doesn't make sense. But if I say they are running fast, it makes sense. And it's right before. Is. Josh is always waving to cars. And notice this one has a word in between. Because this is my subject, Josh, who it is about. What is he doing? Waving. And then my helping verb is all the way over here. And always is in between. So this is an example how they don't have to be right next to each other. They can have a word in between. So like helping, another word, main verb. All right, was. He was falling off the stairs. So remember, it's right before our main verb because our main verb here is falling. It's what he is doing. And was is before. They were sitting quietly. So remember here, who is it about? They. What are they doing? Sitting. And then were is right before my main verb. Has. She has told me the instructions. So here's our main verb, told. It's an action expressing what she's doing. And has is right before. Now we have. I have eaten 5 hot dogs. So who is it about? It's about I. And then what am I doing? Eaten. And then right before I have my have, which is my helping verb, helping my main verb, eaten. Now we have, they had driven through the night. Had. So remember, who is it about? They. What have they done? Driven. And then over here I have my helping verb right before. Now I have will. I will ask my grandma. So remember, who is it about? I. What are you doing? Asking. And then right before is where I see will. So that is my helping verb. It's helping my main verb. So remember, take some time to write these down. This is what we're going to want to focus. And notice how they're all before our main verb. So now let's go over sentences with both. Let me move this. All right. I am going to the circus. I is my subject, my pronoun. Am is my helping verb. And going is my main verb. So again, you are coming with us. You is my subject. Are is the first word, is my helping verb. And then coming is my main verb. Because if I said you coming with us, it wouldn't be grammatically correct. We need our helping verbs to make sure our sentences are grammatically correct. So she is taking us to the circus. She is our subject. Remember, what is she doing? Taking, that's my main verb. And then do I see a helping verb before? Right here, is. Is our helping verb. I was baking a cake. I is my subject, who we're talking about. What am I doing? Baking is our main verb. And then if I look before, do I see any helping verbs? I see was. All right, and then we were planning a trip. Who is planning the trip? We. What are they doing? Planning is my main verb because it shows action. And then were is going to be my helping verb. All right, before we end our lesson now, we're just going to go over some examples of only helping verbs as a verb in the sentence. So, I was late. Who is it about? The subject is I. What are we doing? I was late. So was is going to be our helping verb and our main verb because it's the only one in the sentence. All right, so now we're going with number 2. She is a nurse. Who is it about? It's about she. And then our verb is because a nurse, that's not a verb. That's a noun because it's linking our subject and our predicate together. So she is a nurse, is our helping verb, and also our main verb because it's the only verb in the sentence. All right, we were at a baseball game. Who is it about? It's about we. What were we doing? Well, we were at a baseball game. But right here, at a baseball game, that's not a verb. And we know were is our helping verb, and it's the only one in there, which makes it also our main verb. So those are just some examples of the main verbs, the helping verbs standing alone in a sentence with no action verb and no action verb there. All right, so for your homework today, we're just going to be doing some IXL standards. All right, so check on an IXL with your teacher suggested box and have a good rest of your day. Thank you.